welcome back to the Call of the Wild Deer Tour 2024. We're headed out here on Hirschfelden today with 3 more species to go, plus another map later with a couple of additional ones, and we've got a whole new selection of hopefully unique weapons to do this with. So the goal, of course, is a gold buck of every deer species, and we have a lot to get after, so let's jump right in. So if you recall from last time, we were over on Te Awaroa, but we saved fallow deer and red deer for Hirschfelden, and I'm not so sure that one's going to have any chance at it, but it's our first one as we move down through. I really wanted to kind of keep species like that, some of the original species for the Hunter Call of the Wild, to their original maps, thus trying to find them here, and I really think the red deer in particular could be a bit of an issue. So, real quick, I guess we shot too high? Good thing it wasn't a gold. Right through the spinal cord, ends up being a bronze nonetheless, but because it's already 11:30, finding a gold red deer could prove to be a problem. As far as fallow deer, it is their drink time, so hopefully that at least goes smoothly. I don't know how to really describe this, but there's just something off about this server. All these lakes up here in Spreeburg, which typically have a bunch of European bison drinking, it is Euro bison drink time. Not a one. No tracks, no drink zones, nothing. And there's very few fallow deer as well, so I suppose the deer tour is headed to another Hirschfelden map because there's just something weird about this. I don't know what the deal is, but I don't like our odds of getting anything done here. At least so far, things are looking a little better out here. So we've got a level 2 roe deer. I think no chance of making gold actually, but we might as well take that out. It's a kind of interesting time. Right about 9 a.m. So fallow deer aren't drinking yet. Red deer will be done drinking, and somewhere I do want to go and check is just kind of like southeast of us here, like these Petershine cornfields in the area around the windmills. That's a good spot for red deer right after they're done drinking, but I don't want to go there too early and miss them. But as for this guy, just a 56 scoring silver, gold is 64, which is at least good to know. And as long as we can make our shot like that and not like on the fallow, we should be just fine. I would say that guy there would be a guaranteed gold with that rack. 169 to 210, obviously not guaranteed with the estimate. The only thing I want to make sure, because there's fallow all over the place in there, is there anything else decent? I don't think so. So at about 200, let's try the 44 again. We can 0 for 150. Gonna have to aim a little bit high, but I think something like that ought to work. And the rate he's going down, I can only imagine that's a lung. So, I think we have another buck spook in there that we hadn't seen then. Regardless, I guess we can check for tracks, but one of our 3 here on Hirschfelden should be already checked off the list. And I'm gonna guess that was the buck that we hadn't seen that took off. So, oh my goodness, a piebald fallow deer doe. These were only introduced with Emerald Coast. Never a better gun to bring. Wow. That happened fast. Where the heck did she come from? It's a good reason, I guess, to keep paying attention. Our first kind of legit kill. You know, technically we probably should have used the bow. So the whole concept was any potential diamonds or rare deer we were taking with the bow. I kind of had in my head bucks for that, and maybe we'll stick with that because we kind of blasted that. Nonetheless, gold fallow deer taken care of. Maybe we'll get another gold fallow deer with a bow to sort of make up for that. But what's really cool is piebald fallow deer could not be female until Emerald Coast came out. That's a new thing with the fallow remodels, and they look really sweet. Like I said, there's no better rifle to do that with. However, maybe kind of jump the gun on that. So we're definitely going to tax her. I think we've only killed one other one. And go figure, chasing fallow deer bucks ends up getting us a rare fallow deer doe. Now this is going to be interesting. Got a level 2 roe deer that maybe would have a chance, and then a level 4 fallow deer right about in that same size range. I still do kind of want to make up for just blasting away on that piebald, so maybe we can sneak into range and get that. And the roe deer, it's not a guaranteed gold by any stretch. You know, there is a way to kind of do both, I think. There sort of close together, but as long as he's over 200 meters away, we can go for this. The only question is, with the 243, can we line this shot up and drop it into the lungs? Gotta be careful we don't hit the tree. When he lifts his head, as long as the doe doesn't lift hers at the same time, hopefully we can just go for that. Actually, now that he's out there, that'll work. The fallow deer went alert, but he didn't spook, so hopefully he's just gonna go back to feeding, and we at least get a chance at a gold roe deer too. And that is exactly what we want to see. He's feeding. I think our best bet is to loop down south there, and then just scoot right up the road and hopefully use that for cover. I'm not sure just how far apart that is, but I can see that working. So of course, not exactly the cover I thought it was gonna be. He's alert out there at 40. I think we can at least try to make that shot so long as we actually equip the right weapon. If he'll just stop again, because he did go back attentive, that will work perfectly. And maybe at least a little bit of making up for, perhaps call it overexcitement, with our Piebald Fallow doe. First things first, gold roe deer indeed, just barely. That could not have worked out better. We backed it up, got the roe deer with the 243 at 201 meters, and our fallow buck was just far enough away to not spook from that, and we end up dropping him with the bow as well. He's a gold at 191.66, so double gold on the fallow deer. A little far back, but considering the range, got no problem with that. And now we need the red deer, which of course is going to be a little bit more difficult, one would think at least. There are some red deer finally here. That guy ain't gonna make it though. And I would say there is no doubt about that one. He actually isn't a max word estimate 7, but level 7 up to 203 with that rack. Pretty sure that's gonna end up making gold. So with the 4570, almost like he looked back at us there. The only thing is we gotta make sure we get along. So right in there should be fine. Held him one more time just for good measure. Health's going down, and I think in all likelihood we are headed to Silver Ridge Peaks. All things considered, not too bad. That is a gold indeed at 185. So even with all that antler, he barely makes it, but it is enough. Got him left lung followed by intestine, stomach, liver, so I guess even our follow-up would have gotten us there. But now we can head to Silver Ridge Peaks with 2 more animals to go, mule deer and Rocky Mountain elk. Well, this could get interesting. We've got a level 5 bighorn out here. He's a good 370 meters by now, so we're gonna have to try to see if he maybe calms down. I just saw a mountain lion walking right down here somewhere, and I think that's what sent him out of there. So we're gonna have to go try to get on his tracks, and hopefully we can get in range to take him down, because 156 to 177, that's got a pretty decent chance. Now there is actually one mule deer down there, and it's well into mule deer drink time. It's 1600. The fact that we found a level 5 bighorn before we found any kind of mule deer is kind of weird. But I think then, because I did go ahead and fast travel around, we were standing down here, and the bighorn should be somewhere up in this area. The spotting icon thing didn't show up on the map, which is a little unfortunate. But if we just go ahead, maybe make the shot from about 200, we shouldn't be spooking our bighorn anymore. I am hoping he may come down nervous, but no sign of him. So let's just go ahead and try to get this shot in. Is he spooking from the wind, or is there a mountain lion? I think that same one just screwed us up again. I don't know where it is. It's not gonna make life any easier. Oh, there he is. Okay, so he is fleeing. There is a mountain lion up there somewhere. How in the world are we supposed to manage this? We don't have a long-range gun. I mean, the 243 pistol? Because it 0s to 200, if we gotta make a fast shot, that might be the move. But I guess we just try to keep him in view as long as we can and go from there. I hear it. Oh, there it is. Okay, as long as it's down there. Wait a minute. Okay, he just went nervous. I think we can just get into decent range then. He's 210 there. If we can just get straight to 150, I kind of think we go 45-70 just to switch it up, and hopefully we can get that shot where we need. We're into about 160 now. Oh, bad wind, not a good thing. And of course, we can't see him at all. As soon as he steps out of there, we're gonna try to go for it. There's so many factors that are trying to spook him right now. So that's him, just kind of slowly walking out of there. And before he starts to trot, put a little bit bigger lead because the 4570 is a slow moving around. And we just dropped a level 5 bighorn, and because the mountain lion spooked our mule deer too, or at least I think it did, we still end up taking that down before we have any shot at a mule deer. And there's another mountain lion somewhere right up here. I can hear it. I don't know where. It is nice that they don't do that constant, like, growling anymore. But they sure do a lot of, like, quieter stuff nonetheless. That is not a bad looking bighorn at all. Not sure if those are the bigger or smaller horns, but we're about to find out. Diamond at 166.41. Doesn't make it by a lot. 164.6 is the requirement, and that still hit back. Like, I feel like we aimed here-ish, maybe a little further back. 158 meters just on the walk, and that hits him in the back of the lung and the liver. Pretty darn cool, though. The deer tour is officially starting to pay off. 151 kilo on the nose. And our first diamond of the deer tour is not a deer species, which frankly, I'm not gonna lie, good thing it wasn't. I don't know how we would have tried to have gotten that with a bow. With mountain lions and the wind being terrible, it's a good thing we could use the gun on that. And go figure, now we've even got a choice as to which one we want to take. 2 mule deer that go north of 320 on their estimate. Neither one's gonna be that close, and I think we probably better shoot sooner rather than later. So I think this one ought to score higher. This time we'll go 44 since we shot the bighorn with the 4570. And that is about as satisfying a shot as you can get. Dropping a mule deer, I think, with a hard shot. Kind of downhill like that with the 44. I'm assuming that's what just made the call then? I guess they even do that just sitting there in the feed zone. Regardless though, our level 4 mule deer guaranteed gold. It was indeed a hard shot, double lung and heart from 152, 282 score, and that leaves us with one animal to go, that being the Rocky Mountain elk. Now speaking of, for the sake of our deer tour here, these are going to be our Rocky Mountain mule deer. Again, kind of being a little bit loose with definitions and stuff, but when we go to Rancho a little while later, there are desert mule deer we're going to need to get. I mean, like, what are the odds? There's a level 9 mountain lion just trotting down through here. We're just trying to find some golds, and Silver Ridge Peaks is giving us the diamonds instead. So long as he stays on this side of the hill, this may actually be a 243 shot, because you gotta be a little more precise. Mountain lions are a little more compact, and if we could just stick that in the lungs at 200, I think I'd be happy at that. There's a pretty decent little gap there, but it's kind of starting to trot. What are the odds that he happens to slow down in view? Because he's right around 200 now. Can we get any kind of shot? We're actually down too far. The reeds are gonna block it. There's another window here. This has all of a sudden become a problem. Ooh boy, okay. Got him alert there at 150. I don't like that he turned. I think we clipped a lung though. I have no idea what just happened, nor at this point do I have any idea what's going on. Our second max level, and we still haven't even seen a bull elk yet? This is ridiculous. There are some cow elk out there, so maybe a direction to move in, but our legendary mountain lion is unfortunately going to be a troll. That actually worked. The way he turned absolutely went straight through both lungs, liver, and stomach. However, he ends up being about 0.08 shy. Can't say I'm super surprised. That estimate was not exactly great, but you know, can't win them all. I guess we'll take the 1 time to 1 troll ratio. I think we finally found what we're looking for. There's a herd of elk down here. That's a 4, and then that one back there is an even bigger 4 up to 415. So this is going to be yet another case of trying to get a pretty big animal with the 4570. But I think, especially since they're just going to stop there and feed, if we just scoot our way into 150, we should be fine. In fact, I'd say the only potential problem is this level 2 keeps on scooting forward, and he might end up blocking our shot. The 4's moving out a little bit more. We're into 170. which I think is going to be fine. What I'd like him to do is step forward with his right front leg, because that would really open up the vitals a lot better. Because this is kind of an underpowered round. There we go. Hopefully that can drop right into his right lung. Should take a second for him to start dropping, I would imagine, and he is. There's a black bear. But I think we have our gold Rocky Mountain elk, therefore our 10th species as a whole. And we should be completing our second episode of the deer tour with a pretty decent looking elk. And of course, the even better news is that we're finally starting to have some payoff. We got ourselves a diamond bighorn, unfortunately a troll mountain lion, and of course the piebald fallow deer doe. So just to confirm, that's not a gold by a lot. Gold is 351. I'm not so sure that other 4 makes it then. They can definitely be silver as level 4. They're not a guaranteed gold, but about as close as it gets just based on a level. Little bit less, and we'd still be out here looking. But we're gonna go ahead, take those couple of things back to the trophy lodge, and take a look. So just a temporary spot here for our diamond bighorn in our second lodge, 166.4, and given the fact that we had the troll mountain lion just after, I'm so glad he made it. If we got double trolled, that would have been really, really unfortunate. Even though the diamond bighorn do look a little bit funny, I still hope they'd redo the horns one day. It's nice to get a diamond on the wall, and nice to get our first diamond of the deer tour, in addition to our piebald fallow deer doe. So, nice too. The deer species at least cooperating in that way, and we'll see if we can get ourselves a diamond deer or maybe a rare buck as we continue in the next episode. So, on that note, that's going to do it for this one. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.